A committed Gloucester came to Six Ways on Saturday and stole the late draw, but there was a lot of positive signs to take from that match.
Yeah, it was a cruel blow for the second home game running to have a decision like that at the end, which in part has cost us the win. But I think if we look back, if we take out that last scrimmage penalty decision, which was a dubious one, the 79 minutes before that, we should have put that game to bed against Gloucester. The pleasing thing from our point of view is the fact that all the work we're doing in training in the attack seems to be coming through, because we're making line breaks. The last few years we have not managed to cut the opposition line as frequently as we did against Gloucester, and indeed as we've done against Leicester and Bath. So the signs are good in as much as that the work we're doing in training, trying to manoeuvre the opposition to find a mismatch with some of our backs against opposition forwards, or just to try and find holes. All that appears to be coming off, and we're making some superb line breaks. The problem we've got at the moment, and that's is just an evolution of the attack game, the attack plan, is that as a team, it doesn't appear as if we're expecting players to make breaks. Now, the more we make breaks, the more the team will have the mentality that we are going to make the breaks. And what's happening at the moment, one person's making a break and there's no support with him, because they're all sat back waiting for the next phase. So I can understand it with a team that hasn't been used to making line breaks, they're not used to supporting, and the scheme of work this week, for example, has been manufacturing those breaks, but making sure that all our players expect to make that expect our players to make the break and therefore get in support. So if we can get that right, which is the next stage of our attack development, then we should be able to finish off those breaks that we're making.
So how have players reacted this week in training? Are they hungrier than ever to get that first win?
Yeah, the first day is difficult. When you come in on a Monday, everyone's disappointed. You know, the draw felt like a loss for us against Gloucester. So on that Monday, we do all the debriefing of the game. The forwards will debrief their performance, the backs will debrief theirs, individuals will sit down in front of the video screens and look at their own individual games. I will then do a team review of the whole game, of what we said we were going to do beforehand, and we'll look to see whether we managed to do it, and what we did and what we didn't do out of our plan. So it's hard to take, and you look at those instances again, although it's positive looking at the line breaks, everyone looking at the video thinking, oh, if only this, if only we'd have finished off. So you actually see how close we were to putting a decent score onto Gloucester. So the first day's hard. On the Monday, it is without a doubt a tough day to deal with, because you're raking up the old memories of the game. But when they leave on Monday, it's important that they are positive. So you leave them with a feeling, the fact that, right, that was frustrating, but when we get it right, we'll know we will crack this. So when they come in on Tuesday morning, the mood is completely different. Everyone's highly motivated, they have been this week, working very hard. They can see, the players can see they're on the cusp of something really special at the moment in terms of our attack. So we've been working hard, we know what to work on, so they're all excited about working hard, and again the players are very confident going into the weekend, and they're looking forward to going to Franklin's Gardens, and again trying to get those little things right, and we know that even going down to Franklin's Gardens there's an opportunity to go and win down there.
So Northampton on Saturday, it'll be a big test for the players.
It'll be a big test, yeah, particularly up front. Northampton have probably, along with Leicester, got the two biggest packs in the league. And the difference between them and Leicester is that Northampton will use their pack a lot more. So we know what's coming. They've got a very powerful scrum. They try and earn penalties at the scrum. They've got a very powerful line-out and line-out drive. So much of our defensive work has been on trying to prevent that scrum from getting on top, preventing their line-out drive from getting on top. So if we can stop them at source, then I think we've got lots of other attacking options to break them down. But it will depend on whether our forwards can front up, which I'm sure they can, and actually stop Northampton at source where they are strongest.
Northampton have won their first 3 matches, haven't been prolific. Do you envisage a close encounter on Saturday?
I've got no doubts it'll be close. They've had 2 very good performances, one against Gloucester, where again they just outpowered Gloucester, and Gloucester's a good pack, but they made a mess of the Gloucester pack. They also made a mess of the Exeter pack as well. Now, Exeter and Gloucester are 2 strong packs of forwards, and Northampton drove them for fun, quite honestly, when I watched them. So they got right on top up front and strangled the life out of both Exeter and Gloucester. The Bath game was different. I was very interested to watch Bath against Northampton. I went down there personally last Friday night to watch the game. and Bath dealt very well with their scrum, dealt very well with their line out, and almost beat them. So we've looked carefully what Bath had done and trying to emulate some of the stuff they've done as well, because Bath certainly negated the advantage that Northampton normally have in their line out driving their scrum.